So at Coldwell Banker, Arboretum. And so I kind of know what you guys go through and have experienced it and lived it. So I'm always here to help you out and answer any questions. One of the things I'd like to talk about today is our listing coverage. And for those of you that don't know, I run into this a lot of times because I didn't know exactly how it worked when I started with American Home Shield 5 years ago. So our listing coverage, we will cover up to $2,000 worth of repairs and replacements on your main components. And that's heating, AC, electrical, ductwork, plumbing, and your water heater. So those 6 main components, you get $2,000 worth of coverage for. And the great thing about that is you don't have to pay us any money up front. So the only time that you have to pay is if you need a service issue, then the homeowner at that time would pay the service fee of $100. We'll go out there, do a repair or replacement up to $2,000 worth of those main components. And you don't have to pay us anything. If the home does not sell, if the buyer chooses a different warranty, the loan were to fall through for any reason why the home does not close, then you do not owe us any money for that. I just left off the thing. Am I still on there?
You're still on there.
Oh, okay. So it's a really great deal. It's the only deal that you're going to find. Most other warranty companies will charge you at least $50 for HVAC coverage. And we do not do that. So it's a great tool. I have a lot of agents that use it. I have a lot of agents that will use it all the way up through the listing. And then when they get a contract on the home, will turn around and call me and we'll cancel that warranty. So that is something that we will allow if you need to do that. And it's just simply by making a phone call to me and I'll be more than happy to cancel it for you. To go over our coverage for buyers, the warranty is basically a tool that helps recoup the costs that are associated with major repairs and replacements of your main components and appliances. So the warranty is a good tool to have. And the reason why it's a good tool to have is because it can help offset some of those costs. But I do tell people this, I tell homeowners this all the time, that when you're using a warranty is not a fast process. None of them are. And what you have to expect is that it's a $600 or $700 product. You're not going to get a $13,000 air conditioning for $600. So as long as you kind of let your clients know what the warranty does, how it works, and what they can expect from it, most people are very happy when they get a warranty. So I'm always available for questions. I'm gonna try to get a list from Amanda and maybe for your newer agents, if I can. If y'all want to get together, I'll be more than happy to take you out to lunch now that we've kind of gotten past everything from last year, it seems. So they're allowing this to happen a little bit more. So I'll be more than happy to meet with you one-on-one, or we can go out as 4 or 5 as a group and just kind of go over how the warranty works. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to give me a call. My cards will be in this office, the office at Indian Trail, and the office at Fort Mill. I guess, was that the Indian Land? Yes, Indian Land office. Yeah. So I'll leave my cards there, and we have new pricing sheets here in both this office, and they'll be in the other 2 offices shortly. So I do appreciate your time today, and feel free to give me a call if you have any questions. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks, guys. Do we have more people on, Kathie? Let me pull my.
Yeah, we do. I just closed out that channel
That's right.
because
I've got it out.
so everybody could see the screen.
Okay,
But we've got, I think, about 10 people on. I will ask everyone while I'm presenting, if you don't mind keeping your mics muted, but because it is a rather small group, we can enter. I'll pause at different points in time to entertain questions. And I'm fine with you either entering questions in the chat box or just asking them at appropriate moments. So whatever works best for you guys is fine with me.
Okay, great. We are ready over here. I'll mute us in the office and you can take it away.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Kathie Allen. I am the Vice President of Customer Success at MoveEasy. MoveEasy has been in partnership with Realty One Group for, wow, I'm thinking 4, maybe 5 years to bring you and your clients MoveEasy Concierge. our Realty One Group Concierge. I should correct myself there because everything that your clients see will always be branded for Realty One Group for you, each independent agent. That's one of the advantages, is that everything is branded for you as their clients are going through all of these things that I'm going to talk about here in a moment. Also, one thing to think about as I go through everything is what I am showing you is free to you as agents to utilize and free to your clients to utilize. So I believe you're going to see some great advantages. My computer's going a little wonky there. So let's really first go through just a brief agenda so you know how I'm going to go through things here. First, we're going to talk about the value of Realty One Group Concierge, how this can help you in your business. I'm going to show you our new user interface so you can see what your client's experience is about. Then I'm going to show you your agent dashboards so that you can see how you can do things to support your clients. And then I will take questions at the end, but again, because it is a small group, I'll pause in between each of these areas. And I'm happy to take questions as we go along also. So one of the things to think about is why. Why would we use Realty One Group Concierge? Why would we offer this to our clients? And one of the things that we hope we're providing you in these processes is a way for you to stay front and foremost in your client's mind after they've bought their home. As you know, the NAR does a lot of studies regarding all kinds of things in the real estate world. And one is, how long do clients remember their agent after they have purchased their home? And the statistics tell us that 70% of people forget who their real estate agent was within 1 year of buying their home. To me, that is absolutely amazing, because home purchases is such a major feel good or feel whatever process in someone's life. But for some reason, people forget who their real estate agent is. So we are giving you ways to stay front and foremost in your client's mind throughout their home ownership, so that when they make recommendations to friends and family, or they go to purchase that next home, they remember you and come back to you. So why use MoveEasy? Why use these services? One, to stay top of mind on your clients while they're moving and after they've moved and they're owning their home. Also, to provide the same white glove service to all of your clients, whether they're moving into that, their first home that was a couple $100,000, or their final, forever home that was $1 million, whatever it might be. We give all of your clients the same service. It's also a great service for new clients, especially those first-time home buyers. There's so many things that they need to go through as they move that maybe they've never ever done before. Also, to help you generate that repeat and referral business by keeping you front and foremost on your client's mind. And then also to show your clients that you're offering something to them branded for you that shows that you're going that extra mile with them. So what are some of the benefits to your clients? One is that we're providing for them a method to help them through their move and help them manage their home after they've moved. And as I've mentioned, this is no cost to your client and is available to them for life, for the entire time that they're owning their home, moving on to the next home, wherever they are across the country, available for them. They are also assigned a dedicated personal assistant. So that is a concierge member on our staff who, of course, is there to help your client through their move, but also available to help them after they've moved. So let's say they've been in their home for several years and they decide, you know what, I need to repaint, I need to fix a few things up. They can go back to their concierge to ask for advice, to ask to help find a good painter in the area, whatever it may be. Yes, they can find some of these things online and on the app that I'm going to talk about, but some people like to talk to a person. So they always will have that dedicated assistant. We also offer deals for your clients. For example, right now with ADT Security, we're able to offer your client up to $1,800 worth of free equipment when they sign up through our services for home security. So we always have those kinds of things going on that we are able to provide for your client. And yes, this might be something that they want when they first move into their home, but if they've been in their home for a year and then they decide they want home security, again, as I mentioned, all of this is available to them for life, so they can come back later and get attached to the services that they might be wanting. For you as agents, we've hit on some of this, but it keeps you top of mind with your clients. It helps you stay engaged with them, not in many ways. So whether they are looking at your website that we provide you, talking to the concierge, emails that they get from you, or the app that we provide for your clients, everything is branded for you. So it keeps you top of mind for your client. Also, you are able to add vendors to your platform. So you are able to maintain and keep local vendors, keeping your sphere wide across those channels. Someday my computer's not going to be going crazy here. So let's talk about those vendors for a minute. It allows you to create relationships with those in your community. So for example, you're at Home Depot and you run into a friend who's a painter, right away you can put them on your platforms. So that painter will be available to your clients as a person to provide service for them. So when you enter a vendor anywhere on the platform, it shows up across all channels to your client. Also, vendors can be added at your brokerage level for each office. So if there are vendors that are different, maybe in Fort Mill versus Indian Trail, those could be separated if need be, or then also for you, each independent agent. And again, just giving your clients that top tier service. Also, we help your clients with things as they're getting ready to move. So they can be looking for their warranty, their title, their insurance. As we just had the presentation, home warranty, home inspection. They can prepare to forward their mail, set up their internet and cable, their utilities, and then find their movers. So I'm going to show you all that your clients are able to do on the platform. Then after they've moved, because they're able to link to your vendor contacts, that's where they will go for those post-move things and look for home management assistance. So I've mentioned a couple times multiple channels. What I'm going to show you today is the branded concierge site. That is a branded website. Each of you have your own website that your clients are directed to. And of course, it's visual, so it's what I can show you today as we go through things here. Then your clients are also assigned that dedicated concierge. When that concierge is talking to your client, they're going to mention Realty One Group. They're going to mention you. So you're still staying top of mind in those conversations. There are also emails that go out from you to your clients, first to invite them to the platform, but then also to keep them on task during their move. Again, looking as though you're concerned and helping them through their move, but they're coming through this platform. And then also everything is available to your clients on Voice Concierge. So for your clients who utilize their Amazon or Google Home devices, they are able to launch MoveEasy and then ask a question such as, find me a painter. And the response that they're going to get back would be something like, your agent Sue at Realty One Group recommends 3 painters. Would you like me to connect you? So as I've said, you stay top of mind with your client and they get help in a channel that they're most familiar and want to work with. Then the last channel is a branded app. So there is available on Google and Apple, a Realty One Group MoveEasy app that allows your clients at their fingertips to view your vendors. They're able to log on to that app, connect with you, their agent, and then they're able to see all of the vendors that you recommend at their fingertips. It's a great tool for your clients because when they're out running around and, again, they're at Home Depot, they buy that new kitchen sink and they realize, wow, there is absolutely no way I'm going to be able to install this myself. Oh yeah, I have this app. Who does my agent recommend? If you don't have any vendors that you recommend locally, when the clients are on the website or using the app, we will link to Home Advisor. If Home Advisor doesn't have any local vendors that are highly rated to recommend to your client, then the client can connect with their dedicated concierge. So the takeaway is no matter what your client is looking for, we want them to get assistance. One of the other things that I really like about the app is your client is able to keep track of their current and past projects. I don't know about you, but for myself owning a home, there have been many times where I've contracted with somebody and a year or two later, I'm like, oh yeah, who was that painter? Because I want them to come back. And I have absolutely no recognition or, even remembering their first name to try to look up in my old texts or contacts. But if I use the app to connect with that painter, then it stays there as a past project and boom, I connect with them again. As an agent, you're able to download the app. You can log on to the app and then you can see all the vendors that you and your brokerage have out on the app. You can also push notifications to your clients. You and your clients both can share your contact information via the app, and you can add vendors on the app. So a very nice tool for you and your clients. Before I finish up with this part of the presentation, I want to talk just briefly about how we reach out to your clients. So starting, I believe, Amanda, we agreed we're going to start tomorrow. So everybody has a chance that's not here today to view this recording. But we are going to integrate with SkySlope. That means that when you have a transaction posted in SkySlope and it goes pending, we're able to automate inviting your clients. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more as we go forward. But here, what I want you to know is what happens when your client is connected. So the first thing that's going to happen after that transaction goes pending is we're going to send your client an email inviting them to your platform so they can get started with their move. After that, because your client is assigned a dedicated concierge, the concierge is going to reach out to your client. They are going to email, text, and call your client. The reason we reach out to them in all three of those avenues is in this day and age, we honestly have no idea how someone is going to respond and what they're paying attention to. For example, if you wanted to get a hold of me, the best thing is a text. Some people always pick up their phone. I never do. So we reach out to your client in all three channels, and then your client's going to make a choice. What are they going to work with? Are they going to work with the platform, or are they going to work with their dedicated concierge? I have found that most people work with a combination of both. Yes, they can do everything online, but knowing that they have a dedicated concierge to help them, to walk them through the process, to answer questions is extremely valuable to your clients as they're moving. And also, if you have clients who, for whatever reason, they are not dialed into any technology, no problem. They can work 100% with their dedicated concierge and they don't have to utilize any of these other channels. So that's the end of kind of this overview piece. I'm going to actually show you the emails that go out, what the client's experience looks like, and then how you can support your clients from the back end. So I'll pause for a moment while I get set up here with kind of my next steps. And then if you do have questions, go ahead. You can throw them in the chat box or go ahead and unmute yourself if there's something that you have a question regarding.
Hey, Kathie, it's Amanda.
Yeah.
I just wondered, you're going to go through the process when the client receives their email and what the agent can expect
Yep.
from their client.
Yep.
Can the agents individually turn that off or manage their own automation?
Accounts?
Yes.
Yep. I'm going to
automation.
talk about that in two places. I'm going to talk about it right now in the invitation process. And then I can also talk about it when we're in the agent account.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome. Yep. Thank you. So this is what is going to happen when we're integrated with SkySlope. So if we turn on your SkySlope, as we have plans tomorrow evening, that means that Friday, you might get an email if you've had a recent transaction similar to this. It's congratulating you on your recent transaction. It'll be appropriately branded, by the way. I just pulled up a sample, but it will be Realty One Group. But it's going to congratulate you on your transaction, reminding you that in 48 hours, we're going to be inviting your client. So if you do nothing, in 48 hours, your client's going to get invited to your branded platform, and they're going to get assigned their dedicated concierge. But if you don't want to invite that one client, you can click here, disable invitation, and we do not reach out to your client in any way. So if it's a land transaction, investment property, or you know your client best, and for whatever reason, they're not going to appreciate any assistance, that's when you may want to disable the invitation. Otherwise, it goes out to your client. The email that your client receives inviting them to your platform is very similar to this. It's going to be branded for you. It's going to come from you to your client, inviting them to your branded platform so they can start working on their move. Also, in all communication with your clients, and I'm going to show you on the website here in a moment, they're always going to see who their concierge is. So even if right now they said, you know what, I'm not going to this website thing, I want to talk to this person, they can schedule a call right away with their dedicated concierge. So that's what the email looks like that goes out to your client. When they do click on Get Started, they're going to be taken to a log on to your dashboard. In lieu of time, I just went ahead and I'm already logged on. But when your client logs on, they're just going to have to, we're going to carry over from SkySlope all that we can, where they're moving to, where they're moving from, the anticipated date of closing, we're guessing is when they're going to move. They can make changes as they create their account or even after they've created their account, but we are going to pre-populate as much as we can for your client. They're going to set a password, and then when they log in, they're going to be taken to a screen like this. Each of your accounts, because I'm in the Realty One Group demo account, each of your accounts is branded for you. So your client's going to see your face and your name rather than just Realty One Group. So every time your client logs on, they see this dashboard. They're always going to see who their dedicated concierge is. They're going to see some of the tasks that they maybe want to be taken care of that go on with their move. They're going to see things that they maybe have started and haven't quite finished, et cetera, as they go through their move here. So that's kind of what the dashboard looks like. One thing that we've recently added, because I know all of you have actually had access to MoveEasy for quite a while. One of the things that we have added, if you had been in here ever before, on that checklist are reminders. So let's say they know they need to order packing supplies. One of the things that your clients can do is they can go, you know what, I'm going to need a reminder about that. They can say when they'd like to do that. Oops. And they got to click on the right things. Where was I? They can say when they would like to do that. And that they would like a message sent to their phone number. And then the reminder is set and they're going to get a reminder. So it allows your client to customize and set up, again, these reminders as they go through their move. Then these tabs across the top are the services that we provide to your client. Mortgage will link out Two, if you choose, Amanda, this is one of the things I know you and I had been talking about at one point, can link to the local mortgage company that you would like to be recommending to your clients. Same goes if you have a local insurance company. At the brokerage level, we can set these tabs up for your clients. MoveEasy also does provide home insurance links if there isn't someone that you locally recommend at the brokerage level in the area of insurance. We can help your client through insurance. For moving, we help your clients find their movers. One of the things that MoveEasy does is we vet movers very, very carefully. So when your client goes through the process of looking for a mover, we are only going to display movers for your clients that have been in business for 5 or more years, are licensed, insured, and have an A or A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Of course, finding the mover is one of the biggest parts of moving. So we make certain that the movers that are recommended to your clients are the best of the best. One thing to let you know in this current climate, it's very difficult to find movers. That people, it's an industry where it's hard for them to stay staffed. I would highly recommend to your clients that they start researching their move as early as possible so that they are contracted with the best movers as quickly as possible. They can also update their addresses. In the area of utilities, we are displaying for your client the utilities available where they're moving to. In my demo example here, I happen to be moving from California to Columbus, Ohio. One thing I want all of you to know is that we're able often to turn on your client's gas and electric, and we will help them through that process. We are not able to turn off any of their utilities. The other thing that we are able to help your client with are discounts that might be available. If they're moving to a deregulated area, we're going to let them know other services that are available, and the concierge will walk them through that. Also, if they are interested in solar, our concierge team are able to help your client with solar options. So those are some of the advantages as they're working with their concierge. The other thing on this screen that I want to point out is that your client will always see, no matter where they are on the platform, who their concierge is. So if they start getting through this process and they're like, you know what, I just want to talk to Jeff, they can schedule the call right away with their concierge and get things taken care of. In the area of internet and cable, I'm going to actually walk through this process so you see how it is in any of these areas when your clients are trying to do something. So they're going to walk through here. An example, I've already gone through this before. So yes, they want internet and cable. They only have 2 people in their home. They do almost everything except they're not gamers. They watch all kinds of TV. And then we're going to display for your client all that is available to them so that they can take a look and see all of the packages available, what the cost may be per month. Then when they select the package, they are going to wrap up that conversation with their dedicated concierge, because the concierge, rather than calling Xfinity or Spectrum or whoever directly and working through that long process, we all know we've spent many hours of our lives on the phone with Xfinity or whomever it might be. The concierge can very quickly assess their needs, make sure that they have selected what they truly want, and then set up that account and get everything going for them. So that is one of the services that the concierge will provide. One of the other things that I want you all to know about is that after we've worked with your client, we're going to send them a follow-up email. We're also going to copy you on that email so that you know what we've done to help your client in regards to setting up utilities, internet and cable, those sorts of services. That way, if your client does happen to have a conversation with you and they're like, you know what, I can't remember, was I the one who was supposed to turn on my gas and electric, or what happened there? You're in the know and you can answer questions for your client if need be. They also can get information about driver's licenses. And we are adding a tab here where your client is going to be able to get information and set up their home security. That's where your clients are going to see a lot of the savings that we're able to provide them in the area of home security. The area of trusted pros, excuse me, I'm losing my voice a little. This is where your clients will go to see the vendors that you recommend in any given category. They also are able to see what they have previously scheduled. So much like the app, they're also seeing here what they have asked for service previously. So let's say again, they're like, you know, Cleaner King did okay for me, but I want to see what else is available out there. When they go through this process, they're going to see the various vendors that you recommend. They can select one or more. And then they can let that vendor know they'd like service within a week. They'd like to be contacted in the evening, and they can let the vendor know how they would like to be contacted, phone or email. And then that information is sent off to the vendor. One of the things I want you to know about is that MoveEasy is extremely dedicated to keeping your clients' data very secure. Actually, our CEO in founding MoveEasy, one of the reasons he started this company is he had gone through a move himself, and he realized that as soon as you start moving, your data is shared across the board, and you start getting calls from everybody and whatnot. And he's like, you know what? I want to create a secure environment so that as somebody is working through their move, their data is not shared, only shared with those who they are asking for information from. So if your client is looking for a mover, a utility provider, internet cable, whatever it might be, if they're working here on the platform, their data is kept very secure. Gina is asking a question. If when we set up the client's accounts, do we have to ask for confidential information? It honestly depends on what account we're setting up for your clients. Sometimes utility providers, yes, they will require confidential information. One of the things that's important to know, and we review this with your client, we work in an extremely secure environment, and we are direct service providers for anyone that we're representing. So the utilities, the internet, cable, home security, if they're wanting solar, whatever it might be, we are logging on directly to that platform as though your clients were logging on. So we're not storing confidential information in any outside other place. I actually work from my home in Charleston, South Carolina, but when I'm in the office, one of the things that was surprising to me is our concierge staff, they are not even permitted to have pen and paper at their desk. So there is no chance that they are gathering any of that information for your client. So just something to know, that it is a very, very secure environment. If your client says, you know what, I don't feel comfortable with that, then the concierge will just help your client so they know what the steps are for them to work through something themselves. But good question, Gina. That is kind of how that process works. I'm going to jump into the agent view of things. But before I do that, are there any more questions that anyone has about how we support your clients, what we can do for your clients?
Kathie, it's Amanda.
Yeah.
How can our agents know what the client sees in here? So for instance, if I, as the brokerage, go and put in a mortgage professional, one of our partners, in on that page, how does our agent know who the client is seeing on that first tab?
Yep. Right now, the only way for an agent to view this client view of things is to invite themselves, so that they have an account and they can kind of use it as that end user, as the client might be using it. If as an agent you do invite yourself, one of the things I ask is, first of all, invite yourself using an email different than your business email, because your business email, what you use to log on to your Zone account, your one logon, that's what we use to link to your MoveEasy agent account. So you would want to use a different email if you're operating as a client. Also, I do ask that when you first hear from that concierge, let them know that you're just an agent looking at things, so that we're not tying up our concierge team with them thinking they need to be reaching out to you. If that would definitely help our concierge team to know that this is not somebody that they need to be following up with, if that makes sense. Any other questions before I jump into the agent side of things? So each of you has your agent account. You get through it to it from your one logon. There's a MoveEasy icon that will take you to your account. When you first get to your account, I believe it might take you to your profile. I would say keep your profile up to date. Keep your photo up to date. It's branded for you. So, you know, of course, your clients know what you look like. So keep your profile picture up to date. Also, under My Clients is one of the tabs that you may be going to the most. Inviting new clients allows you to manually invite a client. So you might want to manually invite a listing client. You could use this as a tool as you're trying to get that listing to say, look, I'm going to invite you to a platform that I have that's going to help you through your move, because guess what? I'm going to sell your home really fast. So I'm going to give you this tool. You can start researching your move. You can use it to view my vendors, to see who is available for painting your house, getting it ready for sale, et cetera, et cetera. If you do invite a client early, we are not going to re-invite them when that property hits sky slope. We know you've invited them. We know that they already have access to their platform. Also, you can invite anybody that you would like. So if you have a friend who is relocating and you're going to help them find a home, but first they're going to live in an apartment for a few months, they could use these services while they move into their apartment and then use them again when they move into their home. So again, helping create that stickiness by inviting your clients early. Under client activity, you're going to see everyone that you've invited to the platform. You don't see here or anywhere the actual details, like did your client turn on their electric? What are they doing after they've moved into their home? Those kinds of things you're not seeing here. But what you are seeing is, yes, they've signed up for their account. Some of the other things that you can do here is you can resend them an invitation. I can guarantee you there will be a time where you have told your client that you offer these services and they say to you, you know what, I saw that email you sent me, can't find it, accidentally deleted it, didn't think I'd need help moving. Could you send it to me again? Yes, you can. Simply come here, click on resend, and it goes right out to your client immediately. Also, if you want to invite your clients to just the app, this is where you would go to invite past clients. Because if you invite a past client as though they're moving with that moving invitation, they think you might have lost your mind. They already have moved into their home. So this way you're inviting them just to the app so that they are using that to view your vendors and things along those lines. If you would like to invite your entire sphere to your app, you can download our template, which is just a simple Excel or CSV spreadsheet where you can put your client's name and their email address, and then we can invite your entire sphere to your app. A great way, again, to keep yourself branded and out in front of all of your clients. The other important thing that I want you to see here is Find My Client's Concierge. So let's say your client reaches out to you after they've moved and they say, you know what, I was working with my concierge last year. I want to get home security now, or I'm thinking of changing to solar and I don't remember who my concierge is. You can come here and you can say, Kathie, you were assigned to Jeff and here's how you contact him. Or you can really be proactive and you could say, needs info on solar. And if I could spell. And that goes off to your client or off to the concierge to connect with your client. So a lot of ways to help you stay engaged if your clients are asking you questions about home ownership. And then the last thing I want to show you is adding or editing any of the vendors. So if you do want to add a vendor to the platform, you can do that. You will see any of the vendors that have been added at the brokerage level. You're not able to edit those. You'd have to talk to Amanda if you saw that there was, a phone number in air, or you knew a phone number had changed or something along those lines. But you can come here and add a single vendor by entering their name, the category that they belong to, and minimally their phone number. The more information, though, that you give your clients, the better. So give an email. If there's a particular contact, website, any of that, go ahead, enter it into the platform. Because again, the more your client knows about the vendor, the better as they go through the vendor list. If you have a list already of vendors, you can download our template, massage the data, get it into the proper format, and upload the vendors, and we will programmatically add those to the platform for you. So there are different ways for you to get vendors onto the platform. And then because you asked, Amanda, if once we're live as an agent, you just feel like, you know what, I don't feel comfortable with this automation, you can come here at any time and you can untoggle this switch to turn off the automation. If after you've gotten comfortable with what we do for your clients, you like it, you can turn it back on. If you do turn off the automation, your clients still have access to everything. You can manually invite your clients. So that's gone through everything that you as an agent can be doing from the back end of the system. Any questions in regards to any of that?
I'm not hearing any more questions over here.
Yep.
I have some questions from the brokerage side, but I will email you about those later.
Sure. And you and I can jump on, later today or early next week. I am off this week, Thursday and Friday, but you and I can get together, Amanda, and go through any questions that you have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Actually, we did, wait, there was an earlier question about sky slope transaction statuses. So let's say an agent starts a sky slope transaction, but they're still in incomplete status, or they start a transaction before they're under contract.
Right.
Or they start a listing, but they're not live on the listing yet, things like that.
Oh yeah. So what is our trigger is when that property goes under contract. When it goes pending in Sky Slope is when we pick up the data. So of course, if you're just getting a new listing or you're just starting to enter the data, it's not picked up until that transaction is actually in contract.
Okay, great. And then either type, either a transaction or a listing, the agent still gets that email from the system reminding them.
Yes, yes, yes. So it provides an opportunity for you to disable that one transaction. And it also does serve as a reminder that we're getting ready to invite your client. It's a great time also to remind the client, or, hey, this is going to be happening. I maybe forgot to tell you I offer this service. So be looking for an email and for your concierge to contact the client.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
We have appreciated your time so much. Was there another one?
Thank you.
Oh, we have one other question. Hold on.
Once it's going out to clients, would they ever have an opportunity where they can unsubscribe to all of that? And would we be notified that would happen?
Is the agent notified?
The agent is not notified that the client unsubscribes. What they're unsubscribing from is two things. They can say on any of the emails that they get, because they will get emails saying to them, have you found your mover? Just reminding them where they should be in the move process. They can unsubscribe to any of those and just say, I'm good. I don't need any reminders. Also, from the email that they get from their dedicated concierge, that is actually an email that comes directly from the concierge. So they can reply to that at any time and just say, I'm good, thank you. And the concierge takes them off their contact list. But remember, the client has access to the website, to the app, to whatever, forever. So although we're going to stop reaching out to them, their accounts are still there should they ever decide, you know what, I do actually want to look into whatever it might be. Does that make sense?
I think so. Do the agents have complete control over the client's notification settings as well? Or not?
No, the client, because the way that I think to look at this is your client's portal, and they are making their choices as to what they want to use, what they want to be reminded about, those kinds of things. If though, as an agent, you have been talking to the client and the client says, can you help me out because I don't really want to work with this anymore, or whatever it might be, you can always send a quick message to help@moveeasy.com. And we'll take care of that for you, for your client. I should say we'll take care of that for your client.
Right. That makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I think we are all set. We really appreciate your time, Kathie. And again, this was recording, so we will send this out to everyone in our brokerage to make sure, and we will post it to our accounts to make sure that everybody understands this walkthrough.
Good. I think it takes Zoom usually, a couple hours. So as soon as I know they've wrapped up the recording, I'll push it out to you.
Of course.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks. You guys have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.